Well, good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. This is Daniel McCrane from McCrane Associates Incorporated coming to you live. This is live today on a Wednesday. And at McCrane Associates, we work with small business owners on increasing their profitability, scalability, and legacy in their business, guaranteed. Now, today, what I want to talk about is doing some due diligence. I've talked before about one of the great ways to grow your business and increase the value of your business is maybe to acquire another business on your way out as you're preparing to exit the business. That would be one way to grow your business. Now, there's another side to this when you get ready to sell your business and the buyer is looking at your business getting ready to purchase. So, two sides to this conversation, this topic today. But the important thing is that you do take the time to do your due diligence. It's very important to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into. In some ways, this this is at least as important as getting married, making sure you know who you're marrying when you're choosing your spouse. And in some ways, it could almost be even more important. But you because this is going to be less emotional than getting married. So it's going to be more factual. At least you want it to be more factual. It's one thing to have some emotion involved as you're buying or selling your business, but really you want to get emotion out of it and you want to be as logical as possible. You want to try to uncover as many reasons as you can why you should not move forward in the transaction of buying or selling the particular business. So there are things to look into when you're buying and selling. First of all, be very clear: is this a stock sale or an asset sale? That's something to be aware of up front. Typically, with an asset sale, all you're buying are all the assets that are inside the business. So all the equipment and everything, the operations of that business, any procedures, processes that they have in place, and basically the name and the goodwill, maybe a book of business of their clients, but you're acquiring all of the guts of the business. You're not acquiring the actual entity itself, the corporation or the LLC. Now, that could come with some downsides. Actually, I'll get into that in a different place. I want to talk about due diligence. Let's stick with that for a moment. So, with due diligence, then you need to understand stock sale or asset sale. The next thing you need to understand is what's the history of this business been? Are there any potential legal history and issues that you need to be aware of that could come up, even though, like I said, you're not acquiring the actual corporation or LLC itself? That's where the legal issues need to be. So you got to protect yourself that way. You need to do due diligence on the customer base. That's something to take a look at. Other types of KPIs. What's the cash flow been inside the business? What's the turnover like of the employees? You need to understand the employee dynamics in the business as you're doing due diligence. And then other parts of it as well, you need to understand who this is that you're negotiating with and that you're working with to make sure that the transaction is going to be a smooth one. So if you're the buyer, it would be a good idea to do some due diligence on the seller themselves, that particular person, or that group of partners, if there's more than one that are selling the business. Understand who they are. Great thing about social media, it's real easy to look people up online and find out a little bit about who they are. The same is true going the other way. If you're the seller and someone is offering to buy, it would be good for you to do some due diligence, find out who this buyer is, what kind of a person are they, get to know them a little bit, find out a little bit about what their history has been trying to buy businesses. What are their supposed intentions with your business when they buy it? These are things that you're going to know whether it's a good fit for you to be able to sell the business to this person. So it goes both ways, and that due diligence is really, really important to know what you're getting into, to look out for those kind of red flags. And at any point in the conversation to say, you know what, this doesn't feel like the right fit. I think we need to go our separate ways. And just be careful there. Make sure that you're doing that with a lawyer's advice, because there could be some legal things you've gotten yourself into by signing either a letter of intent or an offer to purchase. So just be careful about that as well. But go into all this with your eyes open and do everything you can to uncover as many red flags and as much dirt as you can before you get into it. I'm going to do some other videos, I think, and I'll go into more detail about what do you look at for due diligence in the business. Let's go into some more detail about doing due diligence on the seller. And actually, I did a video already about due diligence on the buyer themselves. So you can look back and find that. All right. Well, with that, everyone, I'm going to stop there. So have